Pentagon said on Wednesday that U.S. strikes 10 days ago had degraded Iran's nuclear program by up to 2 years. That comes after last week's far more cautious assessment leaked to the public, which suggested the strikes may have only set back the program by months. Here's Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell.
I think we're thinking probably closer to 2 years, like degraded their program by 2 years.
U.S. military bombers carried out heavy strikes against 3 Iranian nuclear facilities on June 22nd. President Donald Trump said almost immediately after they took place that Iran's program had been obliterated. However, such conclusions often take the U.S. intelligence community weeks or more to determine. Then, last week, a preliminary assessment from the Defense Intelligence Agency suggested that the strikes may have only set back Iran's nuclear program by months. But Trump administration officials said that DIA assessment was low confidence and had been overtaken by intelligence showing Iran's nuclear program was severely damaged. Doubts about the efficacy of the U.S. strikes were raised again last weekend, when the head of the UN nuclear watchdog said that Iran could be producing enriched uranium in a few months. Several experts have also cautioned that Iran likely moved a stockpile of near-weapons-grade highly enriched uranium out of the deeply buried Fordo site before the strikes and could be hiding it. But U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said last week he was unaware of any intelligence suggesting that. In an interview broadcast by CBS News on Tuesday, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said the Fordo site had been, quote, seriously and heavily damaged.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Levin, and I proudly own and operate Puppy Lovin'. Puppy Lovin' is a pet care salon dedicated to caring for your furry companions. We provide certified dog grooming services along with boarding and doggy daycare. Our facility is family-owned and operated and promise personalized care for every pet that comes through our doors. If you're worried about your furry friend being lonely when you're gone, we also have on-site personnel 24/7 just for their comfort. Follow us on Facebook and call or text us at 814-758-9259 to make an appointment today.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
Sheer Design is Titusville's exclusive Paul Mitchell-focused salon. This full-service salon specializes in coloring, cuts, nails, and tanning. Owner Angela Saxon has over 20 years' experience as a Paul Mitchell professional. She and her licensed staff offer all cuts and styles for men and women of all ages. Call 814-827-0010 or stop in at 116 South Kerr Street in Titusville.
J. Gill Plumbing and Heating takes pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. With over 30 years of experience, our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. Our team is dedicated to making your home the ultimate place of comfort. Call today to get a free estimate. We also offer financing options and membership opportunities that provide peace of mind and cost savings. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online 24/7 at jgillplumbingheating.com.
If you're looking for a professional massage therapist, Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville is here for you. Ray and Rauch graduated from Slippery Rock University with a bachelor's degree in exercise and rehabilitative sciences with an emphasis in athletic training. Tranquil Moments offers a wide range of services, from Swedish massage to deep tissue, sugar scrubs to hot towel inclusion therapy. Like them on Facebook and visit their website to learn more about all the services they offer. Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville.
Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733.
U.S. stocks ended mostly higher on Wednesday, with the Dow little changed, the S&P 500 gaining nearly 0.5%, and the Nasdaq adding almost 1%. News of a trade agreement between the U.S. and Vietnam helped ease concerns about an extended trade war. The Trump administration has teased that a deal with India is also coming soon, but has said others may not be ready by the administration's July 9th deadline. That could pose a problem for stocks, says Stephen Schoenfeld, CEO of Market Vector Indexes.
If the administration does not extend the July 9th deadline and we don't have a slew of trade agreements between now and then, I think the market will become very nervous very quickly. If the administration, as I believe they might, does extend the deadline, it will be a sigh of relief, but I don't necessarily believe it will be a sharp rally because we still have to wait for these trade agreements to be codified.
Stocks on the move Wednesday included Tesla, which rose 5% even as the electric vehicle maker posted a big drop in second quarter deliveries. Some traders said the numbers were less severe than analysts' bleak forecasts. The stock has shed more than 20% this year. Other Magnificent Seven gainers included Nvidia, Apple, and Alphabet. But shares of Centene plunged more than 40% after the health insurer said it had withdrawn its 2025 earnings forecast after data showed a significant drop in expected revenue from its marketplace health insurance plans. Investors now turn their attention to Thursday's non-farm payrolls report, which arrives a day earlier than usual, with markets closed Friday for the July 4th holiday.
All right, here's a look at your weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania. Sunshine, a few afternoon clouds, stray shower, thunderstorm possible today with temperatures in the low 80s. Clear skies tonight with lows in the low 50s. Friday for the 4th of July, sunshine and 81. Saturday, partly cloudy, upper 80s. Sunday, sunshine and a high of 90. Monday, scattered thunderstorms with temperatures in the low 80s. Meadville this morning, checking in at 64 degrees. Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh at 64. Titusville, 61. Franklin, 63. Oil City, 61 degrees here at 7:15. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
America, thanks for waking up with us.
All right, 4th of July is tomorrow. How about that? And beautiful weather continues, not just today, but tomorrow for the 4th and through the weekend. So there's some good news there. 4th of July is time for fireworks, fun, food, cookouts. Of course, featuring hamburgers and hot dogs. That traditionally comes to mind, but what are the most popular foods for the holiday? Well, there's some other things. Instacart released a report a few years ago about the food items that were bought more often than average during the week leading up to the 4th, with yellow corn, potato salad, and baby back ribs topping the list. Other popular items included watermelon, hot dog buns, canned baked beans, bratwurst, and beef patties. In the hot dog versus hamburger war, the majority of the state sided with... You want to take a guess on that one?
Hamburger?
No. Hot dogs. 32 states, including Colorado, preferring a good hot dog over a burger. Hamburger holdouts included the northwest of the U.S., the northeast, and the southeast. I think a lot of people do both, don't they?
I think, yeah. Like you try to, I don't know. Some even throw in chicken, which I almost thought about that.
Well, I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
Sorry. In a more recent study, Target found that while hot dogs still took the top spot in 75% of the country, Colorado, Kansas, New Mexico were equally split between the hot dogs and hamburgers. In terms of drinks, Instacart found that light lagers were the most popular alcohol, with hard seltzers following at number 2. Vodka, canned cocktails, and Mexican-style lagers were also popular. Colorado and New Mexico joined South Carolina in choosing mustard-based barbecue sauces as the condiment of choice for their cookouts. Hot sauce was popular on the West Coast. Ranch dressing dominated the central states, and barbecue was popular in the South. So that's how that breaks down. However, so when it comes to America's favorite 4th of July foods, and you go really state by state, let's see. The winning dish here in Pennsylvania seems to be, according to this story, chicken thighs.
All right.
So, yeah.
Go with chicken breast, but okay.
So you were thinking like...
Yeah, I was thinking maybe like we are having a cookout with family, and there's hamburgers and hot dogs there. Thought, well, maybe if I marinated some chicken breast and threw it on the grill, that would be a good mix-up too. But.
Deviled eggs made the list of side dishes here in Pennsylvania. The most popular 4th of July grilled foods, according to this ranking: pork chops, brats, salmon, ribeye, chicken wings were on there, corn, shrimp. Corn sounds good. We're not.
Do you want me to get some?
We're not quite there yet, are we?
No, I think it's. I don't know. I mean, it's It depends.
Okay. I usually think that's like late summer, but
it's whenever I decide to buy it.
Well,
you guys
there's
eat
that,
it usually. Yeah.
Oh, but there's a couple spots where the corn is just like year after year. Awesome. Doesn't that sound good, though? Good corn on the cob.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so corn, shrimp, chicken thighs, chicken breast, ribs, burgers, sirloin, asparagus. Yeah, some good popular 4th of July grilled foods. So, all right, so chicken's on the list now.
Chicken.
We're trying to do a family thing tomorrow, and it's been interesting because it's involving a couple families and
yeah. I mean, we just get the specifics and the main stuff down, and then everybody's bringing a little bit of something, and there's always something that everybody your mom makes incredibly good baked beans. I'm not even gonna compete with her baked beans, kind of a thing, and somebody has a great pasta salad recipe that everybody loves, so it kind of goes in that she's got to do this, and they've got to do this, and our kids have a request from me that they want. So that's what you're talking about the other night? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm making because they asked me to.
Well, this is something you make for usually banquets. Sports banquets.
Mm-hmm.
It's very popular. It's dirt.
Yeah, it's I make a big bowl.
Yeah, huge.
It's put in cream cheese, whipped topping.
Cream cheese is in that?
Yeah, I know, right?
You shouldn't tell me this stuff. No, I'm not going to eat it.
You're going to eat it. There's a lot of things that have cream cheese in it that you don't know about.
Right.
You can just simmer down now. Oreo cookies, pudding, whatever. Our kids like it a lot.
Well, a lot of people do. It's again, you make this stuff usually for sports banquets, and then when we're heading home, it's empty.
Yeah,
it's oh, okay.
I one year made it for a sports banquet, and I was setting up the banquet, so I handed it to our son and our oldest and said, "Here, put this on the table. Here's a spoon." And we were starting, and I asked him to take the lids off of the food so people could, eat it. And he did not take the lid off of that. He pushed it backwards. So nobody opened it. That was very well calculated in his head that nobody was going to eat it and he was going to get to take it home.
Is that what he did?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah, it was great.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm nobody ate my dirt. Nobody wanted, because it's usually gone, not one trace left, which is great. He's
well, the other thing to keep in mind is paying attention to who's open, who's not for the 4th. Also, there's, some freebies out there sometimes. 4th of July is all about hot dogs, barbecues, fireworks, free food. Restaurants are offering deals on their own or through delivery apps to celebrate America's birthday. From pizza to burritos to sweet treats, 4th of July deals are bringing customer savings for the big holiday. Krispy Kreme is serving up the American flag, red, white, and blue. If you visit a participating Krispy Kreme shop on July 4th, you can get a free original glazed donut. There is a limit of one per customer. The donut chain also has released the Star, Stripes, and Sweetness collection, which features the Freedom Ring Donut, the USA Party Donut, the Vanilla Cookies and Cream, Kreme. It's the Liberty Crunch Donut. Baskin-Robbins offering a discount on chill treats. Baskin-Robbins reward members can chill out on the holiday and get $2 off a large frozen beverage and $5 off a Polar Pizza. The offer started July 1st and ends July 31st, so they're celebrating all month. 7 Brews Fill a Tray deal. The drive-through coffee chain 7 Brew is offering what they're calling a fill a tray on July 4th only. It allows customers to get 4 medium drinks for $16. They're also introducing a new 7 Energy frozen chiller called Firecracker. Jimmy John's, they've got a deal going on July 3rd through the 6th for reward members. You buy one a la carte chicken Caesar, Kickin' Ranch chicken, or Tuscan Italian wrap and get one chicken bacon ranch, unlimited Italian or roast beef cheddar toasted sandwich for free. Free shakes at Sonic. Sonic customers can enjoy a free small shake with the purchase on the 4th of July. It's part of the restaurant's Live Free Fridays, which launched on the first day of summer. Dunkin', they've got a deal on donuts. Let's see. TGI Friday celebrates the holidays with Sunday, a deal on platters. So, yeah, there's a lot out there. Starting July 3rd today, DoorDash's Summer of Dash Pass will offer quite a few freebies to its customers. In the morning, McDonald's DoorDash customers can receive a free Egg McMuffin when their order is $20 or more. In the afternoon, they can choose to receive a free 10-piece McNugget meal or a Big Mac meal with orders of $20 or more. So maybe you're coming to work this morning and you're like, hey, let's see who wants to get in on this. Pizza Hut, free 8-piece boneless wings with the orders of $15 or more. Burger King has a buy one Whopper, get one free. Pepsi, buy 2, save $5 on select Pepsi and more. A lot of these promotions end tomorrow or through the weekend. So, again, check it out. There might be something there for you to take advantage of. Let's get into birthdays here this morning. It is the 3rd day of July, and who is celebrating a birthday today?
Okay, we have actor Kurtwood Smith is 82 today.
Oh, that 70s show, RoboCop. Funny guy, but also he was the bad guy in RoboCop. It's very scary.
Actor Tom Cruise is 63.
And still doing his own stunts, jumping off of planes and stuff.
Actress Connie Nielsen is 61. Author and TV host Sandra Lee is 59. Actress Audra McDonald is 55. Actor Patrick Wilson is 52.
Wow.
Actress Olivia Munn is 45. Singer Elle King is 36. And that's all.
All right. Happy birthday to them. I like him too, Patrick Wilson.
Yeah. I also like Elle King.
Elle King. That's Rob Schneider's daughter.
It is.
Who has a very famous career in her own right. So.
Correct. Yeah, very talented.
Very powerful voice.
Yeah.
All right, so happy birthday to them. Happy birthday to you. Today happens to be your birthday from all of us here today. Are there any birthdays for tomorrow?
They're going to be in this.
Oh, okay.
Am I doing the weekend?
Sure.
Okay, great. So today is Air Conditioning Appreciation Day, American Redneck Day, Belarus.
Yeehaw. Hey, by the way, don't let your drunk cousin do the fireworks this weekend.
Yeah, make sure that you're keeping your digits. Belarus Independence Day, Disobedience Day, International Drop a Rock Day, International Plastic Bag Free Day, National Chocolate Wafer Day, National Compliment Your Mirror Day, National Eat Your Beans Day, National Fried Clam Day, National Independent Beer Run Day, National Stay Out of the Sun Day, St. Thomas History, Start the Conversation Day, Thirsty Thursday, VI Emancipation Day. And that is all for today. Tomorrow we celebrate Alice in Wonderland Day, Alice Springs Show Day, Comic Sans Day, Filipino American Friendship Day, 4th of July, Independence from Meat Day. That's a horrible day to start that. Indivisible Day, Jackfruit Day, National Barbecued Spare Ribs Day, National Caesar Salad Day, National Grill Safely Day, National Hillbilly Day, official birthday of H.M. King, Sidewalk Egg Frying Day. And then tomorrow we have Post Malone and Sophie Fergie's birthday. Then July 5th, it is Hop a Park Day, International Cherry Pit Spitting Day, International Day of Cooperatives, Mechanical Pencil Day, National Apple Turnover Day, National Bikini Day, National Graham Cracker Day, National Hawaii Day, National Outdoor Lights Day, National Workaholics Day, Work Out with Your Hands Day, And then we celebrate, Paulie D's birthday and Brian Shane's birthday. And then on Sunday, July 6th, it's Build a Scarecrow Day, Capital City Day, International Kissing Day, National Air Traffic Control Day, National Fried Chicken Day, National Hand Roll Day, National Patio Umbrella Day, Take Your Webmaster to Lunch Day, Umbrella Cover Day, Virtually Hug a Virtual Assistant Day, World Zoo Noses Day, Be Nice to Jersey Week, Shark Week.
All right, and we're going to have to pick up after the news.
Sorry.
It's 7:30. Headlines are next.
The Pentagon said on Wednesday that U.S. strikes 10 days ago had degraded Iran's nuclear program by up to 2 years. That comes after last week's far more cautious assessment leaked to the public, which suggested the strikes may have only set back the program by months. Here's Pentagon spokesman Sean Parnell.
I think we're thinking probably closer to 2 years, like degraded their program by 2 years.
U.S. military bombers carried out heavy strikes against 3 Iranian nuclear facilities on June 22nd. President Donald Trump said almost immediately after they took place that Iran's program had been obliterated. However, such conclusions often take the U.S. intelligence community weeks or more to determine. Then, last week, a preliminary assessment from the Defense Intelligence Agency suggested that the strikes may have only set back Iran's nuclear program by months. But Trump administration officials said that DIA assessment was low confidence and had been overtaken by intelligence showing Iran's nuclear program was severely damaged. Doubts about the efficacy of the U.S. strikes were raised again last weekend, when the head of the UN nuclear watchdog said that Iran could be producing enriched uranium in a few months. Several experts have also cautioned that Iran likely moved a stockpile of near weapons-grade highly enriched uranium out of the deeply buried Fordo site before the strikes and could be hiding it. But U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said last week he was unaware of any intelligence suggesting that. In an interview broadcast by CBS News on Tuesday, Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said the Fordo site had been, quote, seriously and heavily damaged.
Kick off your summer by saving big at Community Chevrolet's Summer Kickoff Sales Event. We wanted to call it the Dog Days of Summer Sale, but that made Clark too excited.
They told me I had to go outside if I started barking.
Save more than $10,000 off MSRP on a new Silverado, like the electrifying 2025 Chevy Silverado EV. Or hit the beach in the all-new Chevy Malibu RS and save nearly $4,000. The Dog Days of the Summer Kickoff Sales Event. This month at Community Chevy.
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Welcome to Inspire Med Spa, the place you know and love for massages, Botox, laser resurfacing, and semi-permanent makeup. Now we're offering even more, including laser hair removal, tattoo removal, and hair rejuvenation. Our team is here to provide expert care in a peaceful, luxurious environment designed with your relaxation in mind. And with our newly added services, now you can get all your beauty services in one place. Visit Inspire Med Spa today, because you deserve to look and feel your best.
I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us, but try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same. But you have excuses because you're old, so it's okay.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom, ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place, and now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
U.S. stocks ended mostly higher on Wednesday, with the Dow little changed, the S&P 500 gaining nearly 0.5%, and the Nasdaq adding almost 1%. News of a trade agreement between the U.S. and Vietnam helped ease concerns about an extended trade war. The Trump administration has teased that a deal with India is also coming soon, but has said others may not be ready by the administration's July 9th deadline. That could pose a problem for stocks, says Steven Schoenfeld, CEO of Market Vector Indexes.
If the administration does not extend the July 9th deadline and we don't have a slew of trade agreements between now and then, I think the market will become very nervous very quickly. If the administration, as I believe they might, does extend the deadline, it will be a sigh of relief, but I don't necessarily believe it will be a sharp rally because we still have to wait for these trade agreements to be codified.
Stocks on the move Wednesday included Tesla, which rose 5% even as the electric vehicle maker posted a big drop in second quarter deliveries. Some traders said the numbers were less severe than analysts' bleak forecasts. The stock has shed more than 20% this year. Other Magnificent Seven gainers included Nvidia, Apple, and Alphabet. But shares of Centene plunged more than 40% after the health insurer said it had withdrawn its 2025 earnings forecast after data showed a significant drop in expected revenue from its marketplace health insurance plans. Investors now turn their attention to Thursday's non-farm payrolls report, which arrives a day earlier than usual, with markets closed Friday for the July 4th holiday.
The U.S. has delivered a positive performance for the year, but international equities outside the U.S. in developed markets are up over 25%. That's a good 15 to 20% higher than most U.S. markets. And there are individual markets in the developed world that have delivered 25, 30, and even up to 50%. For example, Poland is up over 50% just this year to date. So Poland has grown steadily within Europe for the past 5+ years. They have currency flexibility. They're not part of the euro. And their economy is become a very significant manufacturing hub across industries. The Israeli equity market has hit successive new highs over the last few weeks, even as Israel has been fighting Iran and also fighting Hamas in Gaza. What we've seen in Israel is a combination of the resilience of its economy, the power of its tech companies, and most importantly, with the diminution of Iran's nuclear threat to Israel, you've seen the risk premium on Israel decline. And that is shown both by the record highs in Israeli equities and the 3-year highs in the Israeli shekel. There's absolutely an underlying nervousness to the market. And I believe they're nervous because there's policy uncertainty, geopolitical uncertainty, as well as a big question mark as to what the Fed will do later this year. We're at the beginning of a new quarter. Pretty soon we're going to start getting earnings. And that is going to be critical for the market because we're at very high valuations. So if companies come in at or above expectations, there's still some upside in the market. But this market is priced to perfection. And so if companies or certain sectors disappoint, there could be air pockets pretty quickly.
U.S. private payrolls fell for the first time in more than 2 years in June as economic uncertainty hampered hiring. The ADP National Employment Report, released Wednesday, showed private payrolls dropped by 33,000 jobs last month. Economists polled by Reuters had forecast a gain of 95,000 jobs. The ADP report marked the first drop in private payrolls since March 2023, signaling an ebb in job growth as businesses grapple with the potential inflationary effects of President Donald Trump's trade policy. But the labor market remains anchored by relatively minimal layoffs, according to a separate report from outplacement firm Challenger Gray & Christmas, which showed that job cuts in June dropped nearly 50% from the month before. And planned layoffs for the second quarter are down 50% from the first quarter. Both reports came ahead of Thursday's more comprehensive jobs report from the Labor Department. Economists predict non-farm payrolls will have grown by 110,000 jobs in June, with the unemployment rate ticking up slightly to 4.3%.
It could spell relief for companies like Nike. Donald Trump says he will put 20% tariffs on Vietnam's exports to the US. That was lower than expected, meaning it may be good news for firms like the sportswear giant, which makes many of its goods in the country. Trump announced the news in a social media post on Wednesday, and it comes just days before his July 9th deadline for countries to strike trade deals. Vietnam had faced a 46% tariff from that day without the new agreement. However, details on the pact were in short supply. It wasn't immediately clear which products the 20% rate would apply to, or whether some goods could face lower or higher duties. The Vietnamese government offered no such details in a statement celebrating what it called a trade framework. But it said it would commit to providing preferential access for US goods in return, including for large-engined cars. Under the deal, transshipments from third countries through Vietnam will still face a 40% levy. That's aimed at products largely made in China, but then labelled as made in Vietnam. But one trade expert told Reuters that transshipping was an ill-defined term, subject to a lot of interpretation. Talks with Vietnam had been closely watched, with the country a fast-growing export powerhouse. Since 2018, its shipments to the US have nearly trebled, from less than $50 billion that year to $137 billion in 2024. By contrast, US exports to the country have risen only 30% over the same period. Attention now turns to other possible deals. Trump has said he's optimistic about agreement with India, but expressed doubts over any deal with Japan.
Shares of Intel fell as much as almost 6% Wednesday morning, following a Reuters report that the chip company is considering a big change to its business. Sources say CEO Lip-Bu Tan, who took over in March, may put aside external sales of chip-making technology that it has spent billions of dollars to develop. It may instead focus more resources on a next-generation chip-making process where Intel expects to have advantages over competitors. One source familiar with the matter said the company would have to take a write-off as a result. Industry analysts contacted by Reuters said such a charge could amount to a loss of hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars. Reuters correspondent Stephen Nellis is covering the story.
So one of the reasons that Intel is thinking about just leaping ahead to this newer generation is that this current generation of chip-making technology is already behind, which makes it less competitive against other companies like Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, which makes chips for companies like Apple and NVIDIA. So to a certain extent, I think there's a concern that by the time they're able to offer this to external customers, it just won't be that competitive and not worth selling.
Intel declined to comment on such hypothetical scenarios or market speculation. It said the lead customer for the current generation of chips has long been Intel itself, and it aims to ramp production later in 2025, and called the processors the most advanced ever designed and manufactured in the United States.
Tesla reported a sharper than expected fall in second quarter deliveries on Wednesday. The electric vehicle giant has faced intense competition and backlash against CEO Elon Musk's political stance. Both factors have hit global demand for its aging electric vehicle lineup. The automaker said it delivered more than 384,100 vehicles in the second quarter. That's down 13.5% from a year ago and below analyst forecasts. The plummeting deliveries comes despite Musk saying in April that sales had turned around. Tesla refreshed its top-selling Model Y crossover earlier this year to boost demand. But the redesign forced a production halt and led some buyers to delay purchases as they waited for the updated version. Most of Tesla's revenue and profit comes from its core EV business. Much of its trillion-dollar valuation hangs on Musk's big bet on turning its vehicles into robo-taxis. Tesla rolled out robo-taxi services in limited parts of Austin, Texas last month. It was for a select group of invitees and came with several restrictions, including having a safety monitor in the front passenger seat. Its shares have shed more than a quarter this year, but rose 3% as the latest update proved less severe than the bleakest analyst projections.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania. Sunny to partly cloudy skies, stray shower, thunderstorm possible. Temperatures today in the low 80s. Clear skies tonight with lows in the mid-50s. Friday for the 4th, sunshine and low 80s. Saturday, partly cloudy, upper 80s for a high. Sunday, really warm, sunshine and 90. Back on Monday with scattered thunderstorms and temperatures in the low 80s. Meadville this morning at 67 degrees. Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh at 66. Titusville 63. Franklin 65. Oil City 63 degrees here at 750. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Glad you're with us here. Of course, 4th of July is tomorrow. We're talking about a lot of those fast food chains and other restaurants that have those great specials taking place that you can take advantage of. Passed a couple golf courses on the road yesterday, and a lot of 4th of July discounts being offered at some golf courses as well. So, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Mm-hmm.
Cook the food, take off rent. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Well, I was thinking, it's going to be.
Have fun.
We've been golfing the last couple Sundays in the evening, and it's been really nice. It's going to be 90 on Sunday. So I'm like, maybe Saturday. No, Sundays. I don't know.
Sundays are a day.
You know what I think's been helping is everybody's been having fun. Like the kids have been asking to go. Mm-hmm. That makes a difference.
Yeah. I think our middle son works on Saturday.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, then we can go.
Sunday.
Cool off in the evening, right? A little bit.
Yeah.
Were you done with the...
So I had... Shark Week was the last thing we celebrate, but birthdays on Sunday.
And honestly, I think Shark Week actually is still a couple weeks out.
Oh, really?
I think.
According to this, well, it could be like... I don't think it's...
Tied to Discovery
that.
Channel.
I think it's like National Shark Week.
I love sharks. And this has been the big summer with the 50th anniversary of Jaws.
Are you going to let me do birthdays, or are you going to keep talking about sharks?
I love sharks. I was going to keep talking about sharks.
We're done.
July 20th is when Shark Week on Discovery Channel kicks off.
All right.
Although I haven't watched
my gosh.
it. I'm just finishing this, and then you can do your thing. I haven't watched it a whole lot the last couple of years because I think the shows have been kind of dumb.
Yeah.
They've gotten away from
they did this
real cool stuff.
Whole promo of what Michael Phelps out swimming a shark, but they weren't. It wasn't like they timed him or something.
There was also some fake documentary thing that they made that they played a couple years ago, and from that point on, I was like, okay, I see what they're doing. There's just some dumb thing. I miss the air jaws and and they still have that stuff, but there's just all this other junk that they've kind of thrown in. And the other thing I kind of miss is the Shark After Dark talk show that would air after some of these programs every night, where it was like a Talking Dead type thing, where after the episode there's a talk show and they'd have people on. Shark After Dark. That sounds cool.
It does.
Discovery Channel's Shark Week kicks off Sunday, July 20th, but the version not related to Discovery Channel is Sunday.
Sunday starts Shark Week.
Love sharks.
Yes. So birthdays for Sunday?
Sure.
Okay. 50 Cent, George W. Bush, Kevin Hart, and Sylvester Stallone. Boom, boom.
Adrian.
There you go.
Rocky feels like a good movie to watch. No. We watched one last night. Was it Gerard Butler?
Yeah.
I like him in those Fallen movies. The Olympus Has Fallen, Angel Has Fallen, London Has Fallen. Yeah, those ones. But he was in this one we watched last night called Plane.
Yeah.
And it didn't seem to have quite the budget of those other movies, but I thought it was rather enjoyable.
It was good.
So, all right, that's birthdays for Sunday, and that wraps up what we're celebrating too?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Sorry. I won't kick into Monday till Monday.
Good.
I'm done.
So those are the fireworks you get today.
I'm out.
That's it?
Yeah.
You got a long day. I got a long day ahead. Busy day today.
Sure.
But going to be beautiful, so enjoy that. If you're looking for something to do this evening, hey, there's a couple things. One, if you're in the area, open mic at the Oil Creek and Titusville Railroad train station, which is a really cool setting. Mm-hmm. They have some food. You can come get some food. I was happy to know that last week people actually went into the gift shop and bought items.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. If you're looking for some cool things.
Some really cool stuff.
If you play, bring an instrument tonight. Mm-hmm. That'll get underway at 5 to 8-ish. We'll be there. You can also check out, I think, Fireflies for the next couple weeks. Mm-hmm. And that's like Tynesta, Titty Ute area?
Yeah.
Tynesta. You can do that. So I know Krista Lundy was talking about excited to get on the boat and hanging out Conneaut Lake this weekend. Yeah. So there's a lot going on around the lake. Well, I'll tell you what, just driving around the lake, that might be something fun to do over the weekend too, is see what's happening there. Yeah. Fireworks, Canadota Lake. Oh, how about that? Fireworks, like...
Yeah.
Did Cranberry have theirs last night? Did I see that?
Not sure.
Okay. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of displays. It's funny, we were a few weeks back in Edinburgh, and we stopped, what's the name of the place? Sunset Grill?
Yes.
Okay, right on the water there, and it was a beautiful setting. But you had said, hey, remember when the kids were really little, we would come to Edinburgh and sit on the, on that bank?
Yeah.
And then watch fireworks, and it was great. So,
it's a long time ago.
It was. And we spent a lot of time in Canadota Lake watching fireworks, getting ice cream.
Yeah.
So I guess that's maybe something on the table for this weekend, too.
There you go.
So a lot of options to see fireworks, get something good to eat, and enjoy the weather.
Yeah.
So, a little putt-putt. Miniature golf.
Warm up?
Yeah, warm up for...
okay.
The kids do a really nice job with the putting.
They do.
So.
They do. They're more patient than their mom.
It must be all the years of playing miniature golf. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So yeah, a lot to check out there. There's probably, if you go to Facebook, there's probably a ton of information. Usually people will post the locations of fireworks, so something to check out for the weekend. How about this story? This kind of surprised me. Del Monte Foods, the canned foods, they're filing for bankruptcy after 140 years.
Holy cow.
Yeah. The canned goods giant aims to maximize value through court-supervised sale. After more than a century of gracing American pantries with its iconic canned fruits and vegetables, Del Monte Foods is turning the page on a storied legacy. The 140-year-old food giant has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, signaling a dramatic shift for the brand, long known for their shelf-stable staples. Facing mounting debt, evolving consumer preferences, probably meaning the cheaper cans of food out there, right? And industry
They're not that
headwinds.
Much more expensive, though. I usually go for them.
No, I do.
On
fruits.
Yeah, but I'm saying
like the canned corn and beans?
That's what I go for.
All right.
It's not like we eat a lot of canned veggies, so we really can't keep them afloat, but you like corn, and that's the brand I go for.
You know what's weird? It's usually like Thanksgiving and Easter, right? I'm like, you're. I think you always ask me like, hey, canned corn? I'm like, yeah. I never get any. Like everybody eats it. So I guess the good thing to know about the canned food here, you could buy a whole bunch of it if you're afraid it's going to go out and just store it for the next 50 years.
I know, right? There is an expiration date on it.
Oh, there is?
Yeah, you got to look at that.
Oh, okay. So we couldn't buy like cases of it, take it home, put it in the basement, and then 50 years from now.
No, I'm sure you.
Sell them on eBay.
Yeah, no thanks.
No? Okay. That's crazy, though. 140 years.
That's,
Yeah. Well, have a safe 4th of July weekend.
Definitely.
We have a great third hour coming up. Susan Drake's going to join us from Titusville Market Square. Also, Crawford County Commissioner, I believe Mr. Christopher Seeley, will be with us as well next hour. So looking forward to catching up with them. And, again, getting ready for the big 4th of July. So weather-wise, going to be absolutely perfect out there. Again, the good weather continues today and through the 4th of July weekend. So take advantage of it and be safe and have a great time. over 11 years, Triple M Roofing has been providing Amish quality craftsmanship and work ethic that you can rely on. Pole barns, decks, porches, siding, and almost all roofing needs, Triple M Roofing will get the job done on time without sacrificing quality or the promise to deliver within your budget. Call today for a free estimate, 814-964-0472. Waiting is what you'll do with the other guys. Getting it done is what we do. Amish owned and operated. We're Triple M Roofing.
Who can solve this equation? Ooh, me. Anyone else? Fine. Jake from State Farm. Again.
Right. It's the personal price plan theorem. If you bundle your home and auto, that can equal an affordable price just for you.
Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
Poppy's Equipment and Storage Rental in Pleasantville is committed to providing our customers with exceptional service while offering quality rental equipment. Poppy's is now an authorized steel dealer with everything you need to have for sawing and cutting or mowing to digging. And of course, Poppy's has tents, tables, chairs, heaters, generators, barbecues, and more for your next wedding or get-together. Need firewood or propane? No problem. Whether you're in construction or a weekend warrior, reach out to Poppy's about your next project. Poppy's Place on the Tenesta Road in Pleasantville. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
Fat Chad's Brewing is Titusville's premier dining destination, offering fine dining served with a cold beverage and great conversations. Try our new menu items, the T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Our pasta entries and sandwiches are just as popular. Try the new lobster ravioli, shrimp and scallop pasta, or our popular Asiago chicken. Don't forget about our famous burgers or fish sandwich, all served with fresh cut fries. Come in Saturday nights for Wild Game Saturdays. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
U.S. stocks ended mostly higher on Wednesday, with the Dow little changed, the S&P 500 gaining nearly 0.5%, and the Nasdaq adding almost 1%. News of a trade agreement between the U.S. and Vietnam helped ease concerns about an extended trade war. The Trump administration has teased that a deal with India is also coming soon, but has said others may not be ready by the administration's July 9th deadline. That could pose a problem for stocks, says Stephen Schoenfeld, CEO of Market Vector Indexes.
If the administration does not extend the July 9th deadline and we don't have a slew of trade agreements between now and then, I think the market will become very nervous very quickly. If the administration, as I believe they might, does extend the deadline, it will be a sigh of relief, but I don't necessarily believe it will be a sharp rally because we still have to wait for these trade agreements to be codified.
Stocks on the move Wednesday included Tesla, which rose 5% even as the electric vehicle maker posted a big drop in second quarter deliveries. Some traders said the numbers were less severe than analysts' bleak forecasts. The stock has shed more than 20% this year. Other Magnificent Seven gainers included Nvidia, Apple, and Alphabet. But shares of Centene plunged more than 40% after the health insurer said it had withdrawn its 2025 earnings forecast after data showed a significant drop in expected revenue from its marketplace health insurance plans. Investors now turn their attention to Thursday's non-farm payrolls report, which arrives a day earlier than usual, with markets closed Friday for the July 4th holiday.
We got Susan and Bill with us here this morning from Titusville Market Square. Good morning. Good to see you this morning.
Good morning.
We were just talking about how fast not only the year, but summer's just flying through. And
this 4th of July weekend.
I know. It's a busy week. You've got a busy weekend coming up. But for Market Square, there's also a lot going on, and big lead up to Oil Festival and a big event that you guys are putting on. So where do you want to start?
I don't know, I guess.
We'll start with the wine festival.
We'll start with the wine. We are busy winding up for that. Tickets are on sale. You can come into Market Square and get them. They're also available online if you go to Eventbrite. So tickets can be purchased there. We're still adding a couple more wineries. We have our preliminary lineup there. Wine-up, huh? The wine-up lineup.
Yeah.
So we have our house vendor, Broken Straw. I have a bottle of their wine here for show and tell. We have Star Hill coming back, Twisted Vine Winery, Deer Creek, our friends down in Franklin, the distillery Grumpy Goat, We have both local brew houses, Fat Chad's and Orr's. So we've got a pretty good lineup, but we have a couple others that we have to confirm just this week. But everybody will get a complimentary wine glass and I don't know if it's going to be a 2-bottle or a 4-bottle, but you will get a wine tote this year. And there's just lots of food of the markets coming out. We feature all our cheese vendors, our ham loaf. We make meatballs and things with our burger vendor.
Oh, wow.
Just, all of our sweet treats, our pickled items, while Relish Tray's out with all the Amish wedding products. So a lot to taste. Not just wine, but food, wine, shine, brew.
Now,
we do it all.
Susan, is Bill helpful during this process, or is he like sampling everything?
He's eating the profits. No, I don't know. I made that up. But entertainment, we have our local flashback band performing again. And last year we added something new, like opening act for the band. My brother's good friend and classmate, Tom Wotus. He's a very professional keyboard player, and he does some nice kind of dinner hour leading up to the, you can talk about Tom
he does
a
lot of the good classical music, Nat King Cole, Frank Sinatra, and, 60s pop music, and sometimes I jump up on the mic with him as well, so, and just, a lot of great music for, the starting the event.
That's and I jump up on the mic with Flashback. Yeah. My one-hit wonder.
She's a little bit country, and I'm a little bit rock and roll, or, or the Donnie and Marie of Titusville. So.
That's great. Again, so when you buy a ticket, you get all this, right?
Yeah, everything's included. We have a nice program. We'll have some fun goodies and giveaways in your tote bag. We offer some nice features like a wine check. If you want, tasted some wine and want to purchase some, we have a wine check in the building. You can come back later that night or the following day or the weekend because there's a lot going on. Maybe you want to scoot on up and see some crafters after you've purchased your wine. You don't have to lug the bottles of wine around. So that's a real nice feature there.
I always smile because one of the first signs of Oil Fest for me is seeing your tents go up, and it's just exciting, and it signals a big event, and that's wonderful.
We bring them in on Thursday, so that's always the clue that it's happening because we're ready to roll on Friday night.
Now, is it best to get your tickets online, or it's just more of a convenience thing?
It's probably more of a convenience thing. I would, either way is fine.
But if you stop in to get your tickets, you get to walk around and see all the cool things.
The store.
Right,
yeah.
you get to see the store. And speaking of wine-related items in the store, we have a Tuscan Vineyard candle. We have some wine items, fun little wine signs or wine flags. So in addition to Broken Straw, our in-house winery, there's just fun decorative wine signs and accessories. So
excellent.
I suggest come on in.
Yeah. Well, again, you can walk in every day and you're going to discover something new or different. So, get your tickets. You can pick up something to eat. The other thing is, we talked before, Susan, people on their way to work, coming home from work, if you need milk, something for dinner, you got everything. Snack. I was looking at the ice cream the other day.
Yeah, that pot of gold ice cream.
It's addictive. Like, people come back for that. They're all good. All those ice creams are good.
Yeah, and then for you, Bill, one of the great parts of the store is the comic books and seeing all the great things that you have over there.
Yep. I'm the first vendor of the store. I'm vendor 101. Our vendors are 3-digit numbers, and I'm 101. Comic Books 101. I have a variety of all the new comic books that come out every week. A bunch of new comics. And to mention, there's a couple big movies coming out this summer. There's a Superman and a Fantastic Four. So I just brought a few samples of comics. I do have these comic books. They're called facsimile editions, and they're exact reprints of the original comics. Like, here's Fantastic Four #1. To get the original, you're spending upwards of $500,000 to find a mint condition one. This just came out in 1961, like me.
Good one.
I'm worth
and you're fantastic.
Yeah, I'm fantastic. I'm worth $500,000 as well. But anyway, so I have issues 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
You have issues, all right.
I have lots of, I have issues.
$1 million bill.
And so you can come in and get these great books for, $4, not $500,000. So, and you can read those.
And you know what? When you do that, it's okay to read those. If you buy the one that's $1 million, you don't want to touch that.
You don't want to touch it. You want to encase it and have it beautiful, and
Yeah.
Then the Superman movie's coming out, so I have a wide variety of Superman books coming out. And of course, I have a wide variety of Batman. There's a whole shelf of just Batman and Batman related. There's a new popular title. It's called Absolute Batman. It's kind of a retake, a new kind of story around Batman. These are very popular. So
I know we mentioned this, I think, with maybe some of the Marvel movies, but when a movie comes out, like Superman's coming out here next week or 2 weeks, do you see an increase in interest in that?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
And I'm seeing a lot of more younger readers come back in, because comic books has been more like an older thing, like people in their 40s, 50s, 60s. Now I'm seeing some teenagers kind of getting rekindled, interested in comic books. So.
And the other thing is, are they gravitating towards the old school, the original stuff, and wanting to catch up, or are movies also going to, these authors and artists and saying, hey, create a comic off of our version of this movie?
Yeah, absolutely. For instance, like here's a story called Invincible. It's very popular. The young kids, watch this show, Invincible, a cartoon show, and it's based on this unique comic, so they're coming in after stuff like that.
Wow, okay. Yeah. And you got quite a collection. It's going to be hard for somebody to come in and not find something because you have such a variety of comics, and well known to some of the cool ones that you might want to pick up. Yeah,
obscure. And you can come in, and I've been working diligently, and I have thousands and thousands of back issues, and they're organized too. So if you come in, there's some stores that are just like so chaotic, but I'm organized. If you want a specific title, I can take you right to it, like a librarian.
Yeah, that's awesome. And again, if you're looking to start something and you're looking for some advice, people can talk to you and say, hey, where do I start? How do I get started?
Yep.
And I think probably part of that conversation is like, what are some of your interests?
Absolutely. And I always tell people, hey, I'm the comic guy. If you have any questions, just ask me. And I have thousands of really inexpensive comics too, like 50 cents a piece if you're just trying to get your young kid into reading. Some of the books are beat up and whatnot, but they're just a good variety for very inexpensive to get in.
You specialize in this with the other job, but there are lots of kids that won't pick up a book or something to read. Maybe they just don't find the interest, or maybe they're playing games. But here's a great avenue into that world.
Absolutely, it's a great transition to get them into reading, and the kids do. Because I see kids, I work with kids. I learn kids how to read good. That's what I always say. But I teach kids at elementary school, and I see that some of the kids that struggle, but they come in and they really get excited about comic books. So it's a good thing to teach them to read.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Another thing we have been doing lately is this gaming. I talked about Dungeons and Dragons. We have once a month a group that comes in, and it's always the last Sunday of the month. And our next one's coming up is July the 27th. And we have like 6 to 8 people, and we set up a table, and they have fun all day Sunday playing, Dungeons and Dragons. And then even if you don't sign up to play, you can come in and look over their shoulders and see what's going on. And then starting in August, we're going to start to go 2 days. We're going to do the last Saturday and Sunday of the month.
Wow.
So we're kind of looking towards that.
Okay. And then, in terms of role-playing games like that, if somebody comes in and they're looking for something, can you help them find other role-playing games and things?
Absolutely, and I'll special order anything. I have this great catalog, and I do stock a lot of the Dungeon and Dragon. There's figures and books and things like that, and I have the Magic and Pokemon cards. So anything gaming, I have the most popular stuff in stock, but I will special order unique things so anybody can come.
Because if anybody has ever looked at that stuff, especially Dungeons and Dragons, there's a million books with character development and stories and all that. Where do you even start? You'd be able to say, okay, this is the book you need, or here's a couple books you have to start with.
And I do stock those. They're called the basic core books. There's the Player's Guide, the Dungeons Master Guide, and the Monster Manual. They're kind of the basic 3, and I usually stock them. And every... I can order anything. I wanted also...
we have a tie-in there.
Yeah, I have a tie-in. Also on the 27th, we have this Aaron Roeder, a local guy. Our local gentleman. He's written a book kind of loosely based on... Oh, that was our sticker. He has a book called Shattered Divinity. He's a local author, and it's kind of a loosely based on Dungeons and Dragon type of theme. He's coming in to do a signing that very day, the Sunday, July 27th. So if you want to come in and meet an author, and you can come in on that day.
And was that a thing too, where like Stranger Things and its popularity, did that kind of also bring people to role-playing games and Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah, absolutely. I carry the Stranger Things comic book, and
there you go.
Everything ties in and crosses over. And like I always said too, the comic book store kind of crosses over with everything else, because the concept of our business was just to get somebody in the store and have like a lot of different vendors. And so I used to be in a standalone comic store, and I would have a family come in, and then half the family like, let's get out of here. So now like I can have my comic person really focus, and then the rest of the family can go buy wine, candles, dairy products, antiques. So
Susan, that kind of leads into how do you know where everything is in the store? I mean, there's so much to explore. When somebody comes in, I think sometimes they just let them go, right? And let them look.
We're pretty good. I mean, because we're there every day. I can, like him with the comic books, I know what corner things are hiding in. But we have, I was going to say, to speak of new people too, we have that new antique lady that has local milk bottles and things too.
Yes.
So there's...
Sue McDowell's one of our new vendors. I want to give a shout out to her. She just brought in a bunch of really cool milk bottles, and some of them, like, say, Titusville Dairy or Oil City, some really interesting bottles. So,
come check that out.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if we talked last month, but we had very popular Amish rugs. That gal left for a while. Those are back and doing very well. So if you like those hand-woven Amish rugs, back in stock. And
maybe we'll add that to our commercial there.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, you had said that like they sold out, and then when you got them in, I mean, they go quickly. So if you see them in there,
yes, and with almost all products, don't not trying to pressure sell you, but countless times somebody's like, I was going to come back and get that. I should have grabbed it, and it's gone. So.
There's our right.
If you see there's we do have the Amish rugs in there.
Yeah.
So if we have, if you see something unique, or we'll even hold something. If you want to think about it for a minute, we have a hold, like a little layaway area. So, if you really think you're interested in something that's unique, set it aside till you make your decision, because it's very disappointing when you come back and it's gone.
And that has happened to me, because my creepy-eyed dolls that you... keep teasing me with. Yeah. I go over and I'm like, oh shoot, I should show Amy this, and then I'll come back and be like, oh, it's gone. There's somebody else out there collecting them, but they're awesome. But yes, you're absolutely right. If you see something, get it.
Yeah, get it, or just ask us to put it back if you need to, think about it for a minute.
Well, I'll ask you this. Let's do this first. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Susan Bill with us here this morning, Titusville Market Square. Here's something that I find kind of refreshing, because I've been other places where you ask somebody a question about something, and it seems like I have to call, and it's going to be a couple days. I'll get back to you. It seems like when there's a question in your store, you have the answer really quickly.
We do. We have a great staff. We're a little short staffed right now. Two of our main gals are out, so Bill and I are manning the store. Our main gal, Lisa, she's hopefully going to do a little part-time coming back, knee replacement, and then another gal with some family health issues. But our staff is great. Randy's there. He likes to talk to people. He is great with. I hope he's not watching, because I don't want him to blow up his head. But he's really great with the customers, and has kind of a story. Kind of knows everybody.
He knows everybody, so that's a great thing. And it's a down-home attitude there, small town.
Well, I tell you, and with that though, Susan, when people are coming back to visit, there's a good chance he might know somebody. And actually, I talked to him recently in your store about this. He goes, yeah, so-and-so was just up, from Florida, and we had a chance to catch up. And it was like, that's great.
He's very social.
Yeah, but that's really good. It's a really friendly environment.
Again, that's the whole concept of our store. It's called Market Square. In the old days, there was the Market Square, and people would come and buy, but that they get to talk and converse
and catch up with
people. So that is kind of the concept of the store.
Do you smile when you see that? Like when you're walking in and you see people talking?
I do. I think it's kind of fun. Yeah.
I love it. I see people like maybe I graduated with and haven't seen in 40 years, like, or even kids that I worked with 20 years ago, they were kids, now they're adults. It's like, I
I
So
had
it's
you
kind of-
in third grade.
Yeah.
I heard you.
So I always get yelled at with this question because I know it's the 4th of July. There's still a lot of summer left. Oil Festival's coming up, and that leads into fall, and that leads into the holiday season. If somebody had items and they're like, I really kind of want to get started and I'm interested in being a vendor, would they be able to come in and get something set up with you in time for Oil Fest, in time for the holidays?
They would. We have a very quick turnaround process. This is a peak time with the train running, a lot of tourism in the area, trains and the trails and Oil Festival. So, this time of year is an excellent time to set up. Really, right from now clear on through December. We get maybe a little lull in January, but then we're right back at it with our yearly promote strawberries.
Yeah.
And here we go again.
It's a quick process to get signed up. If you come in, we have a little application, takes a minute to fill out. We kind of discuss with you what products you have, make sure it's not like doubling something that somebody else already has. And we've put people in within a day. So if you have a cool product, and our minimum startup price is $30 a month, $1 a day.
Beat that, yeah.
20% commission, and we have several booths that you can come in, and as long as you have something cool and unique.
Yeah, and when you look at the commission part of it, look at what they're getting. They're staff members, credit card process. There's all this added benefit.
Exactly. Customer service, the bags, taking care of them. We handle their sales tax for them. It's it's a pretty easy process for the vendors, and a good way to test out a business, or just stay with a lot of people have two businesses. They can trust us to handle, their goods and have their day job, but still have a successful side business, with a vendor booth.
That's right. That's great. So come in, get your tickets for the Wine, Shine, and Brew, but also just walk around, take some time and enjoy it. What are the weekend hours and with the holiday and rest of
Glad
July?
you brought that up. We were just talking about that on the way in. Normally we're open on the weekends, but I think we're going to possibly close. Well, we're going to close at noon tomorrow, being the 4th of July, but we will be open 8 to noon. Last minute chip dip, cottage cheese, anything you might need for your picnic from the Titusville Dairy.
And that goes fast, so that don't think about that, right? Go in and get it now.
That goes too. We had a real run on cottage cheese those last couple of weeks, but and then Saturday, I don't know. We will announce on Facebook, but I think we're going to be closing because it's a holiday weekend. On Saturday, we might close at noon also.
8 to noon.
Sunday, our normal hours are 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll have that normal day, and then Monday through Friday, we're 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. through weekdays. So.
That's great. And you mentioned the traffic from like the train and people visiting. That's great when they are able to come in and find something, especially on a Sunday, right?
It is. They love that. They're looking for something to do in Titusville. They're looking for something to do. They have a wide variety. I'm trying to expand our Titusville souvenir area, but we have some Titusville items and T-shirts and stuff like that.
Postcards.
So they like that postcards,
Oh, yeah.
Titusville postcards. So
That's great. And Bill, there's other local artists, right, in terms of authors that books you guys carry too.
Oh, yeah, we have at least 5 others. I have Robert Pringle that does the Tinesta books. Kathleen Shea does a book. Kim Cornell and
Diane England. Is that
Doris England and Shannon Bailey. So we have several, whole area of books.
Okay. I noticed my book isn't available in there yet, but it's
Bring
a
it
collection
on.
of
Bring it on.
hand-drawn stick figures. I'm working on it.
Yeah, and if you do like a book or something small item, you don't have to pay like $30 a month. We'll just find an area for you. We just charge a little higher commission for something like that, like 30% generally.
Great. Susan, you want to switch caps real quick?
Okay.
What's going on at the lake?
Oh, at the lake. This is a big weekend at Canada Lake. Our world famous or state famous fireworks are Saturday night up there. So I will be out in my usual, I go out on my pontoon boat, as several do, and watch them. It's beautiful to watch it right from the water. You have a front row seat. But really, any angle on the lake is great. They're shooting Gibson fireworks this year, shooting the fireworks right off barges off the lake. They reflect on the water. It's just quite the weekend. There's some other activities. I think there's a golf cart and bike parade, and
cool.
It's just a big, everybody comes in for the weekend up there. Big picnic weekend. Lots to do. I hear there's some big name entertainment, maybe out on the beach at the Frog Pond playing Saturday night.
Okay.
So, some fun.
But Bill won't be performing.
No, he won't
not
be.
there.
All right, $1 Million Bill. There's your act.
Okay.
That's my $1 million song. My one-hit wonder is Pontoon. So I sing that with Flashback, and one year Flashback performed out in the water on a pontoon. So I've sang Pontoon on a pontoon.
Excellent. That's fantastic. All right. Tickets are available online?
Online
and
through
in the store.
Eventbrite.com and in-house at Titusville Market Square. And sometimes I'll have to drop by the chamber. The chamber office has helped us out, but maybe I'll see if there'll be a few over there at the Mercantile at the chamber too.
Okay. And then, Bill, great collection. Just, the best thing is just come in.
Just come in, yeah.
Walk around, take your time, enjoy it.
We get a lot of calls like, hey, I want to be a vendor. Like, you just got to come in so we can, talk. You have to talk in person,
It's a very
see what we have.
unique animal. You have to see it.
Yeah. And for those first time people that come in, what's that reaction? Is it like, oh, wow?
It is. It's
okay.
Just,
they did. We didn't know this is what it was. I mean, I'm still amazed. We've been there 6 years now. The people that are first timers coming in that are local, but we love it when they come in and see what we're all about.
Corner to corner, it's just packed full of great things. So stop in Titusville Market Square. Hey, thanks.
Thanks.
I'm Jasmine Levin, and I proudly own and operate Puppy Levin. Puppy Levin is a pet care salon dedicated to caring for your furry companions. We provide certified dog grooming services along with boarding and doggy daycare. Our facility is family-owned and operated and promise personalized care for every pet that comes through our doors. If you're worried about your furry friend being lonely when you're gone, we also have on-site personnel 24/7 just for their comfort. Follow us on Facebook and call or text us at 814-758-9259 to make an appointment today.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
Sheer Design is Titusville's exclusive Paul Mitchell-focused salon. This full-service salon specializes in coloring, cuts, nails, and tanning. Owner Angela Saxon has over 20 years' experience as a Paul Mitchell professional. She and her licensed staff offer all cuts and styles for men and women of all ages. Call 814-827-0010 or stop in at 116 South Kerr Street in Titusville.
J. Gill Plumbing and Heating takes pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. With over 30 years of experience, our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. Our team is dedicated to making your home the ultimate place of comfort. Call today to get a free estimate. We also offer financing options and membership opportunities that provide peace of mind and cost savings. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online 24/7 at jgillplumbingheating.com.
If you're looking for a professional massage therapist, Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville is here for you. Ray and Rauch graduated from Slippery Rock University with a bachelor's degree in exercise and rehabilitative sciences with an emphasis in athletic training. Tranquil Moments offers a wide range of services from Swedish massage to deep tissue, sugar scrubs to hot towel inclusion therapy. Like them on Facebook and visit their website to learn more about all the services they offer. Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville.
Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733.
U.S. stocks ended mostly higher on Wednesday, with the Dow little changed, the S&P 500 gaining nearly 0.5%, and the Nasdaq adding almost 1%. News of a trade agreement between the U.S. and Vietnam helped ease concerns about an extended trade war. The Trump administration has teased that a deal with India is also coming soon, but has said others may not be ready by the administration's July 9th deadline. That could pose a problem for stocks, says Stephen Schoenfeld, CEO of Market Vector Indexes.
If the administration does not extend the July 9th deadline and we don't have a slew of trade agreements between now and then, I think the market will become very nervous very quickly. If the administration, as I believe they might, does extend the deadline, it will be a sigh of relief, but I don't necessarily believe it will be a sharp rally because we still have to wait for these trade agreements to be codified.
Stocks on the move Wednesday included Tesla, which rose 5% even as the electric vehicle maker posted a big drop in second quarter deliveries. Some traders said the numbers were less severe than analysts' bleak forecasts. The stock has shed more than 20% this year. Other Magnificent Seven gainers included Nvidia, Apple, and Alphabet. But shares of Centene plunged more than 40% after the health insurer said it had withdrawn its 2025 earnings forecast after data showed a significant drop in expected revenue from its marketplace health insurance plans. Investors now turn their attention to Thursday's non-farm payrolls report, which arrives a day earlier than usual, with markets closed Friday for the July 4th holiday.
Well, this beautiful weather forecast is brought to you this morning by the Crawford County Commissioners. They've provided this great outlook for us. Plenty of sunshine, a stray shower, a thunderstorm possible today, but just enjoy the sunshine. Low 80s. Clear skies tonight. Low to mid 40s for a low. Friday for the 4th of July, sunshine and low 80s. Saturday, mostly sunny, upper 80s. Sunday, sunshine and a high of 90. Back on Monday with scattered thunderstorms and temperatures in the low 80s. Meadville this morning, 71 degrees. Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh at 70. Titusville 65. Franklin 67. Oil City 66 degrees here at 8:37. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Joining us this morning is Crawford County Commissioner, Mr. Christopher Seeley. Good morning, sir. Good to see you this morning.
Good morning, Luke. How have you been?
I've been great. How about you?
Oh, the same. Beautiful weather out today.
Oh, it's just wonderful. Boy, lots to get caught up on. What have you been working on? And I know we're a couple, more than a month removed from the primary, but just your take on that. I know we talked last month to Scott Schell about it, but kind of your take and what sort of plans are in place for the fall already.
Sure. Well, it was for those at home who were paying attention, and certainly for those who went out to vote, and even more especially those who helped us work our polling places. We thank you, and we appreciate, as always, the folks of Crawford County going out and exercising their rights and responsibilities as voters. It was a fairly sleepy primary overall, but I say that with some love because there were some hotly contested races across Crawford County. We had one county-wide race that was contested. Of course, we had a local magisterial district judge race here in the Titusville area that will be going on into the fall. So it was a quiet but a very consequential primary with the retirement of Christine Kresiak, our county treasurer at Crawford County. Those are some big shoes to fill. So that was a very important race, and now we do have a contested race in the fall for that as well. So everything went off very smoothly. I think I'm hoping Scott probably gave you the same summation that our day at the county is. It begins for us at about 5 o'clock in the morning and ends at about 10 p.m. at night. It's one of the longest days of the year for us, and it was very few interruptions. I often kind of compare it to kind of being either an airline pilot or a frontline soldier where you have long periods of boredom interrupted by moments of terror. And this year's primary was really not that. It was very smooth. We had a couple instances where we had a printer that wasn't printing properly, or a scanner got jammed or something like that, or the inevitable human error that we deal with all the time. But it ran very smoothly, and there were some very close races. There was the race for Pencrest School Director. The Democratic ballot was decided by about 10 votes. Wow. The race for Republican and Democratic School Director in Crawford Central in the case of the Democratic side, was decided by 2 votes. Out of thousands cast. So when I say it was a sleepy primary, it was, but that should never diminish the importance of those elections. Voters have an outsized impact in municipal primaries and municipal elections in general because fewer people are voting. So you have a greater impact on the candidates you are supporting or not supporting when you go out to vote.
And it's kind of sad because they put so much effort into getting the petition signed, buying signs, working, going out and visiting people, just for whatever the percentage is to come out. I mean, plus you're talking about things that really impact you almost immediately versus things on the federal side of it.
Absolutely. It's kind of funny. I mean, we look at Washington right now, the large bill that's moving through Congress right now. That's going to take time, and it has. It's been talked about since the first 100 days and all this. It's a very slow process. It's not to say government doesn't move slowly at the local level as well, but it's something to consider that this year 2/3 of your property tax bill was on the ballot through township supervisors and city councils and mayors and that sort of thing, and school directors. In 2 years from now, when our office is up, your whole property tax bill is on the ballot, and that's a huge consequential part of any household budget, and it's often sort of overlooked. It's a lot of folks have said, "Oh, you're a commissioner. Who are you guys again?" Or and I say, "Well, but you don't know who I am." Is good in the sense if you're coming at me to yell at me, good, yeah, okay, I'll take the anonymity, but that there's sort of there's a disconnect a lot of times. But then by the same token, a lot of small towns, everybody knows who the mayor is, and there's value in that as well. But it is they're just so absolutely critically important to your day-to-day life. The things that are being decided at the Crawford County Courthouse and at your school district administration buildings and your city halls and township buildings are so much more impactful on what you do every day, how high you keep your grass, home maintenance, just everything, how you subdivide properties. All of these things are decided at the local level, and it's often neglected by the voters.
Yeah, and that's why I ask you a question like that. Even though the primary was in May, I want your take. I think this is a conversation that we should be having on a regular basis, and it's not something that just because the primary ends, that's it, and then November you're like, oh yeah, we got the general election coming up.
Yes.
I mean, it seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, every month, every day, possibly every week, there's some conversation or something that comes up, a question related to voting.
Absolutely. Even yesterday afternoon, the Director of Voter Services, Jessalyn McFarland, and I were visiting 2 potential new polling sites. We have a full-time election staff for a reason. It's not a seasonal job. As soon as one election is over, you are immediately preparing for the next one. And even when an election to the public is over, it isn't for us. We were able to certify our vote totals from the May primary sometime, I think, right around the 11th or 12th of June, if I recall. Okay. It was funny because I was actually on vacation in Quebec, and I had to call into the meeting, and I ran the meeting of the Board of Elections with my colleagues. They were there, and we voted to certify, and I signed when I came back. But it's that much later because that's how long the process takes. The votes are all cast, sure, but now we have to go through the formal process of adjudicating write-ins, as I have gone on for my diatribes against don't write in flippant write-ins because all it does is waste time. And that's a good indication. It took us over 1 working week, 3 commissioners sitting in a small room about, I would say, by the end of the day, it was about the size of this table. It was getting pretty claustrophobic. 1 working week. Actually, I think it was 6 days. It was 6 full 8-hour days of us sitting in front of 2 screens and adjudicating write-in votes. And this was a fairly low turnout election. So the philosophy in our office has been for at least the last couple boards of commissioners that the right to do a write-in is fundamental to democracy. You absolutely can, and it's your right to do it. We're not telling you not to do it. Just consider the value of it. If there's a candidate that for whatever reason wasn't able to make the ballot or was booted off the ballot or got into the race late or whatever, what have you, that's fine. It's an organized write-in campaign. We deal with those every year. Some of them are big, some of them are very small. It tends to be when somebody goes in and writes their family members in for every office or their neighbor's dog and that sort of thing. 3 human beings have to look at that and decide if it's a legitimate write-in. I don't
think people understand that.
No, it has to be entered into a computer system. The average ballot, if it's full of write-ins, it could take us 4 to 5 minutes per ballot. That doesn't seem like much, but when you multiply that out by tens of thousands of ballots, it's a long process. And so once that's completed, we adjudicate provisionals, we do a formal tabulation process. It's weeks and weeks of work after the election. So that's a lot of what folks don't see. It's all open to the public. You're welcome to come watch us. I don't know who in their right mind would. It's a very boring, tedious process. I've watched it as a civilian before, but
maybe they should, just so they know not to do that again.
Oh my gosh! If we've considered live streaming it, but 0 viewers would still be pretty ineffective.
Let's talk about that.
Yes. Oh, I would love to work with the stream. That would be so much fun. We might have to come about the 3rd or 4th day, and we get maybe a little punchy. We might have to cut the audio just because we are 3 gentlemen, but not always.
We could almost treat it like the draft and have commentators and have it up on the screen.
Oh, that would be remarkable.
And just have like a live look in for you guys, and then we'll be on the outside commentating.
Now this strategy worked for Shell a year ago. Let's see if it pays off today, shall we? That would be so much fun. But truly, to your point, it's always an ongoing process. Even now, we're building what will now be the general election coming up ahead of us. And years like this are administratively a little more difficult for our office because all of the petitions and finance reports, stop at Crawford County. So like next year during the midterm elections and presidential years, we're dealing with a lot more voters, but all of their petitions and all the candidate interactions are happening in Harrisburg. So there's less of a burden for us there, but they make up for it by just more people coming up to vote. So there's always work to do, and we try to keep our staff pared down for efficiency and for cost, and that means that sometimes you'll walk into the voter services office and you'll see one of these 3 dashing gentlemen standing at the counter helping you fill out a voter application of some sort or another. But we're happy to jump in and help where we can.
So kind of talk through what's been discussed at meetings. What are you working on right now? Mm-hmm. And then we'll kind of wrap up with the fair, which is coming up next month, which is hard to believe. But what's life like for a commissioner this time of year?
Sure. Well, it's as we were kind of talking a little bit before I came on. The summertime is a little more patient for us, and I know I'm going to jinx it, and I'm going to go back, and there's going to be some crisis. It tends to be things slow down a little bit in the summertime. The state fiscal year, of course, has just changed. We don't have a budget yet, so that kind of puts us into some strange places at times. The courts continue to function, human services continue to function. We're not stopping, but there's always this long-held breath. It's like, all right, well, what's going to happen here? Because there's just uncertainty. Our county budget is a calendar year, so we're midway through. We're asking department heads, well, kind of take a look at things and make sure you're halfway through, and that we're not going to have any uncomfortable realizations come about November or December. We have a couple smaller projects coming down the pike. The big one that we've been working on for some time, and we're just now kind of coming to the completion of it, is the passing of a tax rebate for volunteer first responders. I think we may have talked about it on air with you before. I know my colleagues have. That if you're a volunteer firefighter, you're a volunteer EMT, you would be privileged to. I think we have settled on up to $500 of your county property taxes rebated or refunded to you after you meet certain eligibility requirements. It took some time to kind of work out what that was going to look like. Hours spent in responding, hours spent in administrative capacities at meetings and that sort of thing. That'll be done by a resolution. We're hoping to have that done by the end of the summer, and that would be effective for next year. So that would give us some time to acclimate the different volunteer fire and EMS companies across the Crawford County to, okay, well, this is what the reporting is going to look like if you want to participate. We'll kind of help you through it. We'll train in some regard, and everybody will have a pretty good idea what that's going to look like by the time January hits, and it'll start working. Fortunately, and it's really encouraging, there are a lot of municipalities that are doing the same thing. We're all kind of doing this together. Even the city of Meadville talked about it a little bit. Even though they have a paid fire department, if there's anybody within their city limits, they're willing to give them a property tax rebate, even though they're not actually serving the city of Meadville. They might be serving Vernon or Westmead or what have you. So there's a good buy-in for that, and it's not often we hit something like that.
Yeah.
That's that.
Well, but it also
shows
you
acceptable.
The need, though.
Absolutely. I'm privileged on the board I sit on. Commissioner Henry is a paramedic, and Commissioner Schell is a fire chief. I'm a tuba player by trade. So.
You put out a lot of fires with the tuba?
I put out started several. Yeah. It's like after about the first hour, the torches and pitchforks come out. But they have a unique insight into this world that I just don't have. But it puts Crawford County in a really unique position that we can address the problem very hands-on and really make every effort we can to try to, if not solve it, at least stem the hemorrhage of volunteers we have in these communities. There are some places in Crawford County where an ambulance response would be rather slow, just based on availability of volunteers, and that's for a lot of factors: an aging population, lack of volunteerism. I think just sort of in the zeitgeist anyway. People aren't necessarily working and living in the same community anymore. Like myself, I live in Linesville, beautiful Linesville, western Crawford County. I'm a half hour away from home. If I had to run home to make a call, it wouldn't have much point to it. Even Scott, who's the chief of fire in Cochranton, he'll occasionally on something big, he'll leave our office and shoot down to Cochranton. But he'll even admit, it's like, well, yeah, but I'm getting there 15 minutes later after everybody else.
Yeah.
So that'll be coming through. We're very excited about that. I think that it's not going to solve the problem overnight. We know that it's not going to. it's not going to necessarily change the trajectory, but it's at least an olive branch to show, at the very least, that we're aware of the issue and that we want to commemorate those folks that put their lives on the line for no reward whatsoever other than the gratification of knowing they help their neighbors and they help their communities.
Yeah, and in addition to that, I think, and you've gone to meetings with organizations, and they're the same people you see at another meeting, and so people, everybody's everybody's doing more with less, and
absolutely,
and we're talking about some good services that listen, if you can make a few minutes.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Volunteer, be part of, and you kind of get into it. We talked to the chamber directors, and they've got big events coming up, festivals and fair season and all this stuff, and it takes volunteers to help run these events. It takes sponsors to help put these things on. So, there's a lot to it. You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Crawford County Commissioner Christopher Seeley with us here this morning. Again, before we get to fair, which is next month, and it's just crazy to think.
Isn't it? Yeah. Tomorrow is the 4th of July. Where did it all go?
I know.
Yeah.
So I'll see, different things on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, different, municipalities, townships, meetings, and I'll see your face there at different things. How important is it to just kind of keep track of what's going on in the county?
Oh gosh, yeah. From time to time, we just pop into municipal meetings, and it was maybe a quixotic goal on my part once upon a time. During the campaign year, again, my wife, who is sort of the good and bad angel sitting on my shoulder, depending on the day. I had said, hon, it would be kind of nice if for the first year in office, I visited every municipal meeting in the county. And she just sort of shook her head and she said, "Oh, you can tell yourself that. That's fine." And boy, she was right. It really is always able to shoulder. I think that it's absolutely critical to understand the local issues, because sometimes they bubble up, sometimes they don't, but a lot of them do intersect with county governance in one way or another. We've really kind of tried to make a point to hit the eastern municipalities as often as we can. But there's always, I know there's been a kind of a feeling of neglect sometimes, truly, of some of the eastern portions of Crawford County.
But you could say that with the extreme west side of the county.
Oh, of course, yeah. I'm a man of Linesville, and it was not often we'd see a commissioner roll into a borough council meeting, and but we've truly tried to do that. I have a municipal background. I was mayor of the borough for 5 years, and so I understand that the sparks can really fly at the local level, and that can be exciting to watch. but in calmer times. Yeah, it's important that they know who you are. It's important that these officials are on a first-name basis with you, even. We endeavor to attend township and borough conventions, countywide meetings, that sort of thing, where they all kind of get together. Tax collectors are the same way. They work for the voters, but in essence, they work for the county in some capacity, so it's important that they know that they have our support, or if not, they at least have our ear if there's a concern. And we've been able to help a lot of municipalities solve municipal issues simply by having that connection to them.
And that's fantastic. And I'm sure they smile when they see you, but I'm sure it works the other way too, where you're in a meeting with the commissioners and something comes up and you guys go, "Oh yes, we know about that because we were following this, or we were there," and that's very helpful.
Yeah.
All right. A couple minutes left. Crawford County Fair.
Here it comes.
Yep. I can already smell the kettle corn, and which
August 16th
goes fast because Christopher Soff is always in line. The first in line for his
he's going to get that first bag.
Yeah, and we are spam with his ice cream. What's your go-to?
Well, I will disclose publicly I'm a Rotarian. I belong to the Meadville Rotary Club, so if you don't see me walking around the fair in some sort of official capacity, odds are I'm cooking a sausage. Okay. But I will say I try to hit all of the, not to beat the drum too much, but again, all of the local nonprofits and local fire departments. Yeah. East Mead Volunteer Fire Department has a wonderful food stand. Randolph Township, they do delicious wings. There's just, and frankly, the food that I get from those folks are far and above anything certainly I could ever make at home. But and it's not to diminish the vendors that are coming from all around the region to participate in our fair. They're a vibrant component to what we do. I like the idea of these volunteer groups being rewarded for their efforts, because again, as the Rotary, I'm kind of the booth captain some years, and just getting to staff it. You're looking at 8 days of fair and like a minimum of 10 to 12 people per day to do that. And you have a few battle horses that are coming in and doing 7, 8, 9 shifts a year, and again, just like everything, it's an aging group, and that's getting tougher and tougher to do. But I've never met a fair food I didn't like, really. But I'm doing my best to kind of be a smaller commissioner than I was last year. So
you're looking good.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. So maybe I'll spend more time down in the home show buildings around the produce and just try to acquaint myself with that a little better. I think I need to reintroduce myself to what cauliflower looks like instead of pizza. But
I don't think anybody gains weight this time of year with all the fair food. That you can kind of counter it by saying, boy, we're walking a lot. So
yeah, you are. You're never sitting still.
No.
Yeah, it's going to be a great year. We're as always pray to whatever deity or higher authority you subscribe to for good weather. I'm sure we'll get our customary day or two of torrential downpours, but we press on. Dean Maynard and the Fair Board have done an outstanding job, as always, of preparing and putting into place something that's going to be immensely successful. Something this year that's starting to make a little bit of a comeback in a very guarded way are our concerts, live music. For as many of you recall, back in the golden age of the Crawford County Fair, I remember seeing Kenny Rogers and Alabama, and Garth Brooks came right before Rope in the Wind hit. It's like, but that just became so cost prohibitive after a while. And there were a couple years where the fair really took kind of a bath on some of those acts. So they really had to recalibrate what they're doing. So now they're bringing in smaller acts, really talented folks. And as the commissioners, we're just encouraging folks publicly that if this is something you want to continue to see, support it. Buy a ticket, go, take your family. Everything is family friendly. Take your family, enjoy the evening out, and really support what that fair can do.
All right. Crawford County Commissioner Christopher Seeley joining us. Good to see you.
Oh, it's a pleasure to see you, Luke. Thank you so much.
I'm sure we'll see you quite a bit over the next couple months, just with all these things going on.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
All right. Take it easy.
Thanks
Thank
again,
you.
everyone.